on Jack's scrap off road, just in case the other video didn't save or keep good or corrupted, because the battery just went flat. And well, we're gonna put this battery on charge using the other battery charger that's over there, the 2.8 DL52 variety, because that's the best battery charger I've got. So we're gonna go and have a look at some jump leads and charge that up. This episode's primarily going to be about getting the beast's old engine running again for another destruction test, but we've got to do some work on it first. But before all that, I've lost one of the batteries to this camera. Now, I had 2 good batteries and 1 bad battery, and I've now got 1 good battery and 1 bad battery, so we're on the good battery at the minute. So I'm going to put this on charge, and then I'm going to show you a little sideline design and build that I'm going to do, and then we'll get back to destructing the beast's old engine, because I think some of you quite like seeing me try and rag the absolute granny out. So we got that battery charger hooked up to this rig that's got a battery that was showing over 12 volts, but wasn't really acting like it got over 12 volts to start it. So there's that. I'm not one for going electric. I think they should bring back starting handles, I really do, because between truck batteries and camera batteries, I've never got a full battery. So, as I said before, I've lost one of the camera batteries. I don't know where it's gone. The dog might have even eaten it. Who knows? So, what I'm going to do, because I've seen somebody with a rig built for cold climates, because camera batteries don't last in cold climates, and they used a Milwaukee battery of this flavour, and had it hooked up so it acted as a little tripod for the camera and chargulated and gave the camera electric as well. So I figure we're going to try and rig the little camera you boys are on in there up on top of one of them batteries. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take one of these batteries here, these ones, and they've got, I know they've got positive and negative. I might have a look on Google and just see. I know both, if you connect between them two, you've got 18 volts. I don't know whether these Milwaukee batteries are purely 18 or whether you can go in like the middle terminal for 12. I don't know. But even if they are purely 18, that'll give the camera a lot of electric. So what I'm thinking is, they've got these nice little grooves in there. We can get some angular, maybe not quite as chunky as this, that kind of slots in there like that. It ain't got a latch in as such, as long as it's tight enough that it stays on. And we could even have a little hole in the end there and just hook a cable tie around the end to hold it on, and then build some kind of a tripod-y doodab up here like this on top like that, so the camera sits up here. Well, you'll get the gist once it's all kind of built. I'm going to try and find some slightly skinnier angle to use, because I don't want to use my big angle, because that's more expensive and the skinny stuff's fucking useless. So I'm going to have a rummage about under there in the offcuts and scraps under the bench and see what we can come up with. But first, I've got to go for a shite. Oh, and of course, if the other video didn't save, I better show you boys what it is I was going to go and get and do before the camera died, because the battery that was in it was the bad one. That's one of the only ones I could find. Fucking mint. That engine there, the one that we tried to blow up, well, I've been pondering on it and sleeping on it. I'm not even going to try and start it anymore, not just yet, because she ain't going to build enough compression to make the diesel go explosive. I ain't got no easy start, but with this pressure bottle here, and that's filled with methylated spirits. We've plumbed her up. We're only going to go with 12 volts. I don't even know if the starter's still good, but I ain't done the head gasket yet. Curiosity is, you know, it's having a negative effect on the cat's life, so we're just going to fucking try her and see if she'll run. What do you think about that one, boys? I remember how to trigger the S70 to run it to give us electric, because we're low on electric parity. So I went to Wickes at Sketford last weekend. I think it was last weekend. It could have been the weekend before. I've been busy. I can't remember what day of the week it is. I think it's Sunday today. You might be seeing this on a Wednesday or a Saturday or maybe even a Tuesday afternoon while you're at work. Good boys. I got some stuff. I got some head gasket repair out of Wickes, and you're going to be like, Wickes don't sell head gasket repair. They do. This stuff here, you see, it says it fixes all, and it is for turbocharged engines, which that engine is turbocharged, and it'll only take it 20 minutes to fix it. It's super fast. It bonds materials and surfaces, you see, all of them, which means it'll bond the head to the block and stop all the compression gases going everywhere. All conditions, non-staining, which is good, we don't want to stain the engine, can be painted over, we might even give it a coat of paint, does not attack substrates, waterproof and weatherproof, all materials, odourless, all bonding applications, all of them, super fast bonding, you see, and it's permanent and it's flexible, so if it does lift the head, this will go with it. It's fucking mint. So this is our new head gasket, and we are going to use it. And I also, because obviously that engine is now an alcoholic, I got it some white spirits as well from the same shop. I've got a pumpy bottle here to put that stuff in, and I'm going to rig a hose on there so I can not be next to it when the inevitable happens. I've got some more wheel arch rejuvenation cream because I've got a feeling there might be another rig coming in that needs some wheel arches rejuvenated soon. You'll see that when I get it. I've got some cotton twine because I can use that as throttle, because the bit of wire we've got, you know, I thought I'd spend some money on the old rig just to try and make her keep going. And I've got some ultra grind wipes to test because, well, we'll see if they're any better than big wipes, because big wipes apparently take everything off everything until you've got everything on your hands, and then they leave it all behind. And I also got another Durl bit of the 12mm flavour, just because I want to see whether these Durl bits are worth buying or not. So I bought one, and then we'll send her in dry through some thick plate, and if she lasts more than 6 times, that's better than the current Durl bits. And, you know, that's kind of how it goes. But I was going to go for a shit, and I'm now kind of, well, any minute now I'm going to be doubled up, and that ain't going to be funny. So I'll be back, and we'll be back in the shed trying to make a rig for the camera so the battery doesn't go flat constantly. So the world is still broken, and just as broken that side. What I came up with was putting these 2 bits of flat on there at an angle like that, and that gap there is around about the same as the gap needed to go, obviously, in them 2 grooves there. That's a bit hot at the minute, or I'll test fit it. I think I'm going to have to do a little bit of light grinding, because obviously precision measurements and then holding it in place while tacking it, and the bad earth, and then it jumped a little bit and I got angry. But it's close. So that'll be the other way up. And then there'll probably be legs on here, so the battery will just kind of suspend in there, give us a more stable base. Might even use a base plate of some kind, possibly something like this. That might be a bit overkill, but yeah, there'll be a bit of something under here somewhere. Might even use that, to be fair. Cut them studs off. Be a good old base plate, or even just something like this. Or there's the other option of using the mag mount off the bottom of this. Might do that, I don't know. I don't know if a magnet will affect the camera or not. That's the problem. If a magnet's too near the old camera or too near the batteries, it might have a negative effect. But that's basically going to be the plate that mounts that, and then we're going to figure out a way of mounting the camera on there, and lights and all the other good stuff that's needed. So it'll be absolutely minty, you know, 100%. Sensational. So I'll be back in a minute once I've done a bit more. Also, I've got some beer. I've got proper beer. It's in a proper size bottle, and it's got a twist off cap, which means this is the safest beer you can drink, because You're not going to chip a tooth trying to open it, and also, well, you're not going to have to remove your seatbelt while you're driving along the road to use your seatbelt as a bottle opener, because you don't need a bottle opener. So this is the safest beer to drink and drive with, because you don't need to take your seatbelt off. So if maybe you've had a few too many beers and you do inevitably crash, you're going to be wearing a seatbelt. You're going to be safe. Good old Budweiser. They're looking out for the drink driver. Minty. See you in a bit, boys. How do I turn this off? Well, boys, I'm starting work on the old camera battery, extended battery thing. I've got some switches here. I've got one for the actual battery charger, and one is going to be for this light. And I've got voltage monitor there, and twin USBs there, so I can even charge my phone off it if I need to. Might have to buy a voltage step down, what will step it from 18 down to 12. I'm not sure. I'm going to plumb it all up in a little while and see if it works. If not, I'll buy a step down box. But I thought I'd put a light on there, so when we're out in the dark, outside in the dark or wherever, I can flick the light on and that'll shine up where the camera's looking, and the camera will be above it a little bit, so it'll light the area up. Got to install the bolts that hold that on, and well, maybe you can see from that nut, but I found an issue and a way to overcome it. It turns out the hole in there, well, the nut just gets lost down in there, and there's no way of kind of holding it in place while you put the bolt in, and I've just lost the nut. Excellent. Okay, we'll look. Oh, hang on, found it. There it is. So what I done, I've got this little sliver of off-cut of steel, and the old, make her stay together. And I just tacked the nut on at the end of this, which I'm going to do again in a second, and then I can hold it in there and put it in. So I might set you boys up so you can watch this, because it's comical, to say the least. Let me see. Okay, so first thing we've got to do is we've got to nick the nut in the vise with an earth attached to it, because welding without an earth doesn't really work. So we're going to sort of screw that in the end of there a little. And get the earth lead, which ain't got a clamp on it, it's just kind of a battery terminal, because, well, cheaper the better, And you get her in there like that, wind the handle around 14 times until it starts doing up. The reason why my vice is sloppy is because I give it lots of abuse and I hammer on it regularly, which you should never do, but, some things that you put in the vice you just kind of need to hammer on, and then you get this here and you get the old buzz gun, and I ain't even got the gas turned on, because I figure why waste gas on something that doesn't need gas. We're just trying to stick it temporarily. Oh. Nearly. Oh no, my wire's stuck. Oh. Well, the bit went on the... Oh god, I've lost it. We'll have to use a different bit. We'll use this bit until we find the other bit again, shall we? This bit's oily, so it'll add to the flow of the weld. Yeah, that's got it. That's fucking got the old hair. And then, you see, because that's now got a nut on it. I know some of you are absolutely cringing at this, because you'd never do such a bodulated thing as this in your whole life, but let me tell you boys, some of us knows how to make things just work, and others spend all day trying to figure out why they don't work, and then go in and be angry because things don't work. And well, sometimes I do the going in and be angry because things don't work, and other times I just figure them out the easiest way I know how to. Just kind of bodge it sometimes, and now the holder doesn't line up, so I'm going to have to loosen the other one, because, well, apparently making things that are equal both sides and fit first time. Work on this already, because it doesn't fit. Oh, the Allen key doesn't even fit in the end of the stud. Mint. Well, let's slacken that off a little then, and then we might be able to fit the stud in the other side. Yeah, we can. Mint. And then we just kind of put the nut in like that. And we've got a holder then to hold the nut, and I can just kind of try and get that to go in there where it doesn't want. Oh, we might have got some weld in the nut, which could cause issues. Well, that's no longer a might. We definitely got some weld in the nut, which is causing issues. Oh yeah, cool. We'll try putting it the other way around then, see if we can get a few more threads started, and then we'll really let her know that we're in charge. I don't care whether it's cross-threaded or torque to spec you're going in, and well, at least we know this one because she's got a split washer on her and she's got weld in there getting in the threads right now. Oh, my weld just broke. Well, that ain't going to vibrate loose, and if we do the other side one up, that'll hold it tight. That shouldn't flop about too much. What a bodge, eh? I bet none of you have ever bodged anything in your entire lives, and you're absolutely cringing now because you'd have got your plasma table and plasma cut your own bracket that fits perfectly on the thing that does the thing, because you know you're all professional fabricators in the YouTubes, and I'm some amateur with a couple of angle grinders and a piece of shit welder. Have one of them. Right, now, what's next? We've got to figure out a way of... Well, I'm going for a fucking drink because I'm thirsty, so I'll be back in a minute, boys. Yeah, we're recording late again. Well, so I got her all built. That little hole there is where the work light's going to mount, and some of the welds look pretty, and some of the welds, well, the weld is getting back on form again, and that bolt up there, well, that's where this bit's going to be crimped on there, and then probably have a couple of Jubilee clips around it, and she's all telescopic and does the things. That'll end up on there eventually, not right now though, because well, I've got the old rattle can of acid etch fucking primer here. I'm going to paint it in this and then go and find something a little bit more high-vis to paint the rest of it in so we can see it. That way it shouldn't go missing. Oh, I'm scratching my nose, you'll have to watch me do that instead. It shouldn't go missing like every fucking thing else does around here. I bet this can's got a block nozzle. Oh no. Fucking minty, look at that. Oh. Sensational. If I put it on thick enough, it'll cover up the welds. Yes. Oh, can has got a slightly blocked nozzle. So anyway, I'll be back once this is painted because the battery's flat on the camera. Okay, so I'm recording this with this piece of fine machinery working. There's a Milwaukee battery in there that's got full charge currently, and it's showing 20.5 volts, which is minty, and that's plugged into that USB portalization on there. Down here we've got a battery on-off switch, so we can turn it off, and that stops you charging, and that makes you charge. Up here we've got the little screw-in mounty thing, and that's telescopic, so that goes up there, or it can go down there, held on with a Jubilee clip, because that'll be strong enough for the mini action camera. And we've also got light, which is illuminating, and she's on a good firm solid base, and you know that's not too wobbly as such, and they're just zippy tied into place just to hold them there, because well, it keeps them at the optimized angle for usage. The wiring, well, we just kind of piggybacked straight in there with some spade connectors, because you know it's cheaper than buying a proper battery adapter, and it works just as good. She's absolutely minty, boys. She is absolutely fucking minty. So, I'm going to leave this camera mounted on here on chargulations for a bit and just see what happens. I mean, it might all explode. It might blow a fuse. If it blows a fuse, I'll be shocked because, well, this is my wiring. There aren't fuses. The fuse is the point in the wiring that is causing the problem. You know, because what good's a fuse? A fuse blows, well, you know, it's a bit like an error code. What the fuck does that mean? You put another fuse in, it blows. Well, where's the issue? It could be somewhere between here and there. Well, how do we know where the issue is? Well, you got to no cunt really knows. My way the bit that's causing the problem will catch fire first. You'll find the fire, establish that's the bit that's the problem, and you can fix it. It's just better, boys. It's just fucking better. So I'm going to let this feed the camera all of the onions and put electro-digitalness in. But we might actually have a camera battery system now and tripod system that means the camera will last for more than 5 minutes without getting a flat battery, which will be fucking minty. Minty as fuck. And it's got a light, so we can go out in the dark and just flick the light on, you know, like that. Hang on, let me turn the old spotlightage off up there. You see how dim it is around here, and then we just do that, and that'll make it all better. You see, because then you'll be, if you're mounted up here now, you'll be able to keep that on there. If you was on there, you'd be able to see what I'm looking. You know, I've done amazing things in the past, but this outranks most of them. I'll put that light back on because that's plugged into the mains and get electro-digitalness from there. She's minty, boys. She is fucking minty. I'm in love now. And I found some paint that meant that's meant to be luminous paint, so we shouldn't lose it too easily, which is cool. So that's it for this episode. I know we said we was going to go and tinker with the engine, but I'm probably not going to go and tinker with the engine. We'll see. The battery's still on the 2.8 turbocharged battery charger out there. I might go and do a bit with the engine. We'll see. I'm going to leave you boys on charge though, because this is a good battery. Maybe. Yeah, I think this is a good battery and it's flat. I'm going to have some more beer because, well, it's been like 4 hours and I haven't finished that bottle yet. I'm not normally a slow drinker. I'm just a slow worker, and I've been working slowly at this. And then, you know, just slowly. Like my mental state most of the time.